Hello guys, in this video we will talk about the Houston Maritime Accident Lawyers, Houston Maritime Injury Attorneys. A maritime injury lawyer can help you navigate the water when you are hurt working a maritime job. There are many types of the accident and bodies of laws that apply when you suffering a maritime accident. Call a Houston Maritime Injury Attorney for a free consultation today. What is a maritime accident? A maritime accident refers to the accidental injury involving persons working on and around navigable water bodies of the water used for the interstate or international commerce, including interconnected systems of the lakes, rivers, seas, and oceans. This often involves injuries sustained while working on oil platforms, boats, cargo ships, and other seafaring vessels, and along shoreline docks, sea terminals, or even around or connecting to the Gulf of Mexico. What type of the maritime claim can I file? Depending upon the injured maritime person's status, he may have the several types of the claims available to file, including a claim under the Jones Act, Longshore or Harborman's Act, or state common law personal injury laws. A maritime injury lawyer can determine the proper status of an injured worker so that the right claim may be filed. The Merchant Marine Act of the 1920, also called as the John Act, is one example of the federal maritime law that protects workers and provides them with a compensation after a work injury or injury abroad or ocean or a sea vessel. Those who work on offshore oil rigs are generally covered by the Jones Act as well. While the Jones Act provides you with the comprehensive benefits after your injury, it can be complicated to determine if you are covered under the Act or to make a claim. For help, contact Simons or Fletcher's PC today. We have represented injured maritime workers throughout Texas and the surrounding areas, and our Jones Act lawyer can put our legal expertise to work for you. Am I eligible for the Jones Act claim? The Jones Act covers sailors, seamen, and other maritime workers who are working abroad, either in ocean or sea vessel that is not fixed to the ocean floor. Those working on oil rigs of offshore platforms or as SPV may also be covered under the Jones Act. If you are eligible maritime or offshore worker or you qualify for the benefits under the Jones Act, you also must be proved that your injury occurred in the course of the performing works, duties, and that your employer was negligent in some way that leads to your injury. This is a different from state workers' compensation protection, which provides workers with the coverage regardless of the whether an employer was negligent. It is also important to note that those are not eligible for a Jones Act claim may be eligible to make a claim for compensation under the Longshore or Harbors Worker Compensation Act. Generally, there is a maximum 3-year statute of the limitations on maritime claims. What compensation can I get under the Jones Act? The Jones Act allows not only for the coverage of the medical cost or payment for the disability and or reduced income or earning potential, but it can also provide compensation for the pain and suffering and other economic and non-economic losses. It provides more comprehensive coverage than either state workers' compensation benefits or the Longshore or the Harbors Worker Compensation Act. This is an important difference from the Longshore or the Harbor Worker Compensation Act, which does not provide any payment for the pain or suffering. What is the Longshore and Harbor Workers Compensation Act? The Longshore and the Harbor Workers Compensation Act takes the place of the state workers' compensation laws to allow benefits to workers who are injured when performing certain designated maritime activities. States workers' compensation does not cover maritime workers. What does the Longshore and the Harbors Worker Compensation Act covers? The Longshore and the Harbor Worker Compensation Act covers includes who work on the navigable waterways of the United States or who work on the areas adjoining the navigable waterways of the US. This can include those who work on the pier, docks, loading terminals, stationary platforms, dry dock areas, and oil rigs. However, while the Jones Act provides coverage to the individuals who are based on the boats or vessels, the Longshores and the Harbors Worker Compensation Act covers those who are based offshore and providing services to the offshore. What does the Longshore and the Harbor Worker Compensation Act covers? When you make a claim under the Longshore Harbor Worker Compensation Act, your benefits are determined based on the administrative system that is overseen by the US Department of the Labor. If you like the video, please subscribe to our channel.